Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all well. Something a little bit different in this video. I'm going to show you how to write your own solos over the Eagles Hotel California chord progression. There's no substitute for learning classic solos, but if you learn how to write your own solos, you're going to feel your musicality and your technique jump forward. So here's the solo that I've written and I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you how to create solos over this chord progression using just 3 simple concepts. So first things first, I want you to hear the progression with the solos removed. Grab the guitar, jam along with me now, just using the B minor pentatonic, and see what you come up with. This chord progression can feel challenging because there's so much going on. It's not a simple 1-4-5 chord progression that you find in blues or rock where you can just sit on a minor pentatonic and everything kind of falls into place. We have to think our way through this a bit more. The first thing we want to do is get rid of that kind of volume of chords and just condense it down to blocks of 2 chords. We're going to have a B minor to F sharp 7. That's a 1-5 chord relationship. We're next going to do the same thing with the A major, E major or E7 chords, 1-5, and then we'll do the same thing with the G to D major, and then we've finally got the turnaround E minor, F sharp 7 before we return to the B minor. The 3 concepts we're going to use to get through these chord progressions are to use the B minor pentatonic, simple major and minor triads which really hit the chord tones, and then sort of the special secret is the stock country and country rock licks which make the solo sound more authentic. So let's go through this solo lick by lick and see what's happening. The first chord is a B minor, so I'm just going to play a B minor triad in root position, followed by a big bend from fret 10 of the B string up to fret 12. So we outline the sound of the chord, the B minor, but we also start to bring in some phrasing to make it sound more like a lick. And then we play that note again, but bring it down. And that starts to get that country sound in place. And then we move to fret 9 of the G string. I'm going to play a real country technique here, a pre-bend. So we're going to bend the note from fret 9 to fret 11 and then strike it. Pre-bends are at the heart of country guitar and they're such a great technique to practice. You get to a point where you can feel where the bend should be, and then of course your ear is going to hear if you hit that note straight away. And then we move to the F sharp 7 chord. And for this, I just copy what Don Felder does on the original. I play an A sharp at fret 8 of the D string. If I start thinking about scales here, then I'll start thinking about the F sharp Phrygian dominant, maybe a G diminished, but I don't have time to do those things. I'm overthinking it, and it's going to sound out of place anyway. So the most logical thing to do is to hit a chord tone, root 3rd or 5th, and then follow it with another triad arpeggio. But the chromaticism at the end, just rising up that first string, the E string, gives the lick a bit more flavor than an obvious arpeggio lick. So put both those elements together, and here's what we have over the B minor and F sharp 7 chords. You'll get the most out of this lesson if you work with my lesson resources. This is actually part of a larger course that I'm teaching over on Patreon. There are 2 more solos covering the entire neck, and you'll get my tab workbook with everything transcribed and the all-important backing track so you can put it all into practice and start writing your own solos. I'd love to hear what you come up with. You can get that on Patreon if you're a member, or if you don't want to join, that's fine. You can buy this as a one-off. Links are in the box below. The next 2 chords are A major to E7. So again, I'm going to deal with those as a block of 2 chords together. And the lick I play on the A major is just based around this second inversion A major triad, the D shape. That's up at frets 9, 10, 9. And I use a really cool technique called pivoting there. I just keep the finger on the 9th fret of the G string, the E, and then play the other notes in the lick around it. And you can also try hybrid picking here, pick and second finger. And then we just follow that with a stock country phrase. When you learn these country phrases, these country licks, you hear them time and time again. So I'm not really thinking too much about this lick, I'm just dropping it in. And that's a full tone bend from fret 12 of the B string. And then we keep that in place with the 3rd finger and hit the 12th fret of the E string with the 4th finger. Then strike the B string again and bring the bend down. Depending on what kind of tone you're using, you might keep those notes ringing together or play them staccato with an overdriven sound like this. I'd normally play them staccato. But it's a cool sound if they blend together as well. And then we can keep things simple on the E7 chord. We're going to play an E major triad here. And then we'll follow that with some more bends, again to make it sound less like a sort of a academic sound and more like a lick. Keep the bend in place, bring it back down again for that country sound. The next 2 licks are played over the G and the D chords, and the G lick is probably the most country sounding lick so far. So that one again is based around the triad for the chord tones and then a stock country phrase. So here's the lick slowly. It's based around a G major triad shape, this one. And it sounds like this. And then we get this country bend, which is pretty much the same phrase we saw on the A chord. And again, for that classic country sound, you can play the notes staccato and try using hybrid picking as well. When you're doing those big country bends, make sure you hook the thumb over the top of the neck and support the bending finger with 2 or 1 fingers behind like this. So that always gets you to pitch and gives you more strength. Then you can bring the note on top. And again, on the D, we're going to outline the chord with triads. So there are two triad shapes there. The first inversion D, frets 9, 7, 7 on the A, D, and G strings, and the first inversion D on the G, B, and E strings, frets 11, 10, 10. And then we just connect those notes by arpeggiating them. Slide from 9 to 11. And remember, when you're building licks around triads and arpeggios, you don't have to play through the notes step sequence up or down. You can jump around them. And we'll follow that with a classic country lick based around the B minor pentatonic, D major pentatonic, same thing. Fret 7 to 10 on the B string. Quick bend from the 9th fret of the G string up a tone. And down to land on fret 7 of the G string for the D note. On the E minor chord, we're just going to echo the phrase we played on the E7 using triads, this time an E minor triad. Everything across fret 12, G, B, and E strings. So just watch out for that big bend, fret 15 of the B string up a tone. And then we'll play a classic country lick on the F sharp. We're going to bend from fret 17 of the B string, so that's an E to an F sharp. Then the 4th finger is going to play the 18th fret of the high E string, that's an A sharp, just the 3rd of the chord, another chord tone. Bring the bend back down, and we're going to land on the 5th of the chord, the C sharp.